Hello children, a very warm welcome to the virtual session again. So, let us see what are we going to do today. We are going to continue with the chapter 11, Force and Pressure. So today in this session we are going to start with numericals on pressure. As you all know, the formula of pressure is equal to force upon area. So the force exerted on a unit area is called as pressure. The area is very important component required for the formula of pressure. That's why we need to deal with area when we are doing sums based on pressure. So in today's session we are going to learn the conversion of area units, because we are going to deal with area when we are doing sums based on pressure. So let us start with conversion of area units, so that when we are doing sums based on pressure, it will be easier for us to convert the given area, and we should know the conversion. So we will learn in this session centimeter square to meter square and meter square to centimeter square, how the conversion is, what are the steps required, and how are you going to convert it. We will see the conversion, and we will do sums on based on this. So first of all we will see the definition. You are not going to write till I tell you. You are going to write things which being the points which are being told to you in this session. So you just need to understand this definition. Meter square is actually the SI derived unit of area. Is a SI unit. Understand this children. It is the area of a square whose sides measure exactly 1 meter. So the square meter is derived from the SI unit of the meter. So if a side of a square is 1 meter, then the area of the square will be 1 meter square. Because 1 into 1, you have to multiply 1 into 1, because the formula of the area of a square is side square. So 1 meter square into 1 meter into 1 meter will give you 1 meter square. Similarly, centimeter square, abbreviation centimeter cm square raised to 2 is it. So is the SI derived unit of area. It is the area of a square whose sides measure exactly 1 centimeter. So when you take a square of side 1 centimeter, so the area of a square is equal to side square. So 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter is equal to 1 centimeter square. That's why the square centimeter is derived from the SI unit of the meter. Here we will actually see how the conversion is extremely important for you to understand, and then you will write this in your notebook. As you all know, you have already studied 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. You all know. A square meter is a square 1 meter wide and 1 meter tall. It means that means 1 meter square is 1 m into 1 m. 1 meter into 1 meter. Now what we will do? We will substitute the conversion factor for meter to centimeter. So we will see when 1 meter square is equal to, when you substitute 1 meter, instead of 1 meter you substitute 100 centimeter, because you all know 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So when you substitute the value, what you will get? 1 meter square is equal to 100 centimeter into 100 centimeter. That will be 10,000 centimeter square. So the conversion factor over here, 1 meter square is equal to 10,000 centimeter square. You have to take it down and please put 1 meter square is equal to 10,000 centimeter square. This is a conversion factor, very important. And how we derive, you just now I had explained you. You have to start from 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. That part you know, then the conversion of the area units becomes very easy for you. Please take this down children. Okay, the conversion factor between meter square to centimeter square is 1 meter square is equal to 10,000 centimeter square. We have just now done. So then what will be a centimeter square to meter square? Here the conversion factor between centimeter square to meter square is you have to divide by 10,000. That means 1 centimeter square will be, you just have to do the reverse. You can see the above equation, 1 meter square is equal to 10,000 centimeter square. So what will be 1 centimeter square? So you have to divide 1 meter square by 10,000. When you divide by 10,000, 1 centimeter square will be equal to 0.0001 meter square. So again you will put those conversion factor in the boxes, and concept should be very clear when you do the conversion. So you have to see that the conversion factor extremely important. From meter square to centimeter square, the conversion 1 meter square is equal to 10,000 centimeter square, and 1 centimeter square is equal to 0.001 meter square. Please take it down, children. This derivation which we have done is derived from the above, which we have already explained in the earlier slide. Just have to take it down, children, very important. So conversion formula of centimeter square to meter square. Let us see what is a conversion formula. You don't need to write, you need to understand. You just have to write down from the previous slide. Here you have to understand. Now over here by multiplication, you can get by multiplication as well by division. So how you will convert? By multiplication, number of centimeter square multiply by 0.00 0.0001. So you have to multiply by 0.0001, which will be equal to number of meter square. By division, if you have to go by division, then the number of centimeter square divided by 10,000. That will also give you number of meter square. Here an example is given. So you take down the example by multiplication. Take down 92 centimeter square into 0.0001 will be equal to 0.0092 meter square. You just have to shift the decimals towards the left hand side. You have to count the number of decimal places. How many decimal places you have to move? 4 decimal places you have to move towards left. Don't need to actually multiply, you just have to shift the decimal towards left, and then you will get 0.0092 meter square. Then by division, if you see over here, 92 centimeter square divided by 10,000. So when you divide by 92 by 10,000, again you are shifting decimal towards left hand side. How many decimal places you will shift? 4 decimal places you shift. So you will get 0.0092 meter square. So by even by multiplication of the factor is 0.0001 or divide by 10,000. Both way you will get the right answer. Any one you can choose, and you can do it in the exam or in your book. Right now you can take down by multiplication and by division both. Then you have to convert meter square to centimeter square. Now over here you will see one more example. To convert meter square to centimeter square, multiply the m square value by 10,000. For example, to find out how many centimeter square in 1.5 meter square. Just an example we are discussing here. You please take down this. So what you did, what was the factor here? When you have to convert centimeter square to find out how many centimeter square in 1.5 meter square. So you will have to multiply by 10,000. So when you are multiplying by 10,000, you will convert meter square to centimeter square. 1.5 into 10,000 will give you 15,000 centimeter square. You multiply and you shift one decimal place towards left. So that will become 15,000 centimeter square. Therefore 1.5 meter square is equal to 15,000 centimeter square. You just have to take down this example. What we have learned, the factors to be used in the conversion of meter square to centimeter square or centimeter square to meter square. You just have to stick to those values. Now there's an assignment for you children. You please try convert between the following units. Units given to you. You have to convert 5 centimeters square will be equal to dash meter square. 2 centimeters square is equal to dash meter square. 1.4 meter square is equal to dash centimeter square. 6000 meter square is equal to dash centimeter square. So you should know the conversion factor. I'll just repeat this conversion factor for you here. When we are converting it meter square to centimeter square, here you have to multiply by 10,000, then you will get meter to centimeter square, and centimeter square to meter square you have to divide by 10,000, then you will get divide by 10,000 or multiply by 0.001, you will get the conversion from centimeter square to meter square. So you just have to remember these factors children and do the sum accordingly. I hope you will be able to do this. We will discuss sums based on pressure, which we actually wanted to do now. That's why we have done this conversion of area units, so that when we come across during the sum solving of pressure, any conversion of area will be easier for you to understand. I hope you will be able to do this sum. If possible, I'll definitely will discuss the assignment sums with your children. And after this, you are going to see. Please watch a short video on the conversion of units. It will make your concepts more clear. A proper conversion method you will learn, and please do watch the video, and please do this assignment, children. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
So in this video, I'm going to show you how to convert units, for example, from m squared to cm squared, or from cm squared to m squared. So previously, we learned about converting from meters to cm, or cm to meters. So this time, what about if we have m squared to convert to cm squared, or cm squared to m squared? Okay, so before we go to the conversion of m squared to cm squared and cm squared to m squared, let's have a quick review on how to convert meters to cm or cm to meters. There is one thing that you always have to remember, is that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Okay, so this is very important when we convert m squared to cm squared, or cm squared to m squared. Okay, so similarly, this also means that 1 over 100 of a meter is equal to 1 cm. Okay, so two important things to remember. So once you understand that, it will be easy for us to convert m squared to cm squared, or cm squared to m squared. Okay, so let's take an example. Suppose we want to convert 5 m squared to cm squared. Okay, so I'll show you one way. Okay, so you start with what we know. 1 meter is equal to 100 cm, and then this is the key. Since we want m squared to cm squared, we need to produce m squared and cm squared from this, and the only way to do that is to square both sides, and that is allowed. So 1 squared is 1, m squared is m squared. Now on the other side, 100 squared means 100 times 100. Cm squared means cm squared. and this will be 1m squared is 100 times 100 is 1 with 4 zeros. Okay, so that's equivalent to 10,000, and then cm squared. So from here, you can now see how many cm squared in 1m squared. So you can also try to memorize this equivalent values, but you can always derive them the way I derive it here. Okay, so why is this important in our solution? Now take note, what we want to convert is 5m squared. If you take a look at this two, 5m squared is basically 5 times 1m squared. So that simply means 5m squared is equivalent to 5 times 10,000 cm squared, right? 5 times 5. So that's 50,000 cm squared. Right? So that's how you convert. Okay? So as long as you know the equivalent values for meters to centimeters, then you can always find the conversion from m squared to cm squared. Okay, so what about the reverse? Suppose we have, for example, 975 cm squared convert in m squared. Okay, so it's the same thing. This is what we know. 100 cm is equal to 1 m. Now, so what should we do with this? Since we are converting cm squared in m squared, always produce a 1 coming from the cm, meaning even if we know 100 cm is equal to 1m, 1 cm is equal to 1 over 100 m, from this step to this step, divided by 100. Okay, so the key is to produce 1 cm. Now if you take a look at how we answered the first one, we started with 1m, which is equal to 100 cm, because we're converting from meters to centimeters. So 1m is being produced. But here, in this case, if we're starting from cm, then that means we have to produce the 1 cm. Okay, so once you know this, you can do the same thing. Note, we want a square, so we square both sides. So this is equal to 1 cm squared equals 1 over 100 squared, which is we found in the previous example, this m squared. And you might say, oh, that's basically what we have shown in the previous example, that if 10,000 cm squared is equal to 1 m squared, then if we divide both sides by 10,000, then that means we will be able to get this equation. Okay, so how are we going to proceed? Now note, our goal is to convert 975 cm squared. If we know that 1 cm squared is 1 over 10,000 m squared, 975 is just 975 times 1. So that means 975 cm squared is the 1 over 10,000 m squared times 975. And this will become, so make sure you multiply properly. So 1 times 975 is 975 over 10,000 m squared. Then from here, you could divide this by your calculator, and this will become 0.0 0.0975 and then m squared. So 975 cm squared is equivalent to 0.0975 m squared. Okay, so how to go about this? Some people will be able to do this directly if they know the conversion that 10,000 cm squared is equal to 1 m squared. Okay, but just in case you cannot remember this equivalent values, you can always create that by performing this. Okay, so remember 10,000 cm squared, 10,000 cm squared is equal to 1 m squared, and you can do a lot of conversion from this. Okay, so just to summarize what we have covered here, we converted m squared to cm squared and cm squared to m squared. Some examples are given for you to understand. Okay, so that's it.